Today we're going to be doing Module 1, Lesson 12. The objective of today's lesson is to interpret the quotient as the number of groups or the number of objects in each group using units of 2 or 3. And if you remember, our quotient is our answer in a division equation. Okay, the materials you need for today are your online whiteboard, or you can use your whiteboard, dry erase marker, and dry eraser from home. We're going to continue to follow the teaching style where I do an example, then we do one together, and then you do them on your own. Okay. 2 students equally share 8 crackers. How many crackers does each student get? Draw to model and solve the problem. So I'm going to draw a model. I'm going to do a tape diagram because that's what we have been practicing. So first in my tape diagram, I need my piece of tape. Now it says there are 2 students and they equally share 8 crackers. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to split my tape diagram into 2 pieces, and then I'm going to start labeling. So I split it into 2 pieces or 2 groups, and that's because there's 2 students. So I know the crackers are being split between only those 2 students or 2 groups. I also know that there are 8 crackers. So there are 8 total. Okay. Keeping this model, let's look at what's next. Write a division sentence to represent your model. Okay, so I know I have 8 crackers altogether, and I'm dividing them into 2 groups, and that equals some amount of crackers per group. Right now I don't know. So that leads us to what is known or unknown. Well, I know how many groups, and I know how many total. So then what am I missing? There's 3 parts to our equation every time. Okay, there's the total, there's the number of groups, and there's the size of each group. So right now I do not know the size of one group. That is my unknown. Okay, so in order to solve this, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take those 8 crackers and split them evenly between both groups. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I've used all 8 crackers. Both groups have the same amount of crackers. Now all I have to do is count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 crackers in each group. So I know that each student is going to get 4 crackers. 8 total crackers divided into 2 groups equals 4 per group. Now is the part where I'm going to have you do it with me. So let's go back to our original problem, this time changing a bit. There are 8 crackers, and there was 8 crackers last time, so that stayed the same. But this time each student gets 2. Last time there were only 2 students. Now we know each student gets 2. So how many students get crackers? So now we have a different unknown. So I would like you to draw this tape diagram on your whiteboard and then start to think about what is unknown. Okay, remember there's 3 parts to our equations. There's the total, the number of groups, and the size of the group. Which of those things do we not know? Okay, I'm going to give you a minute to go ahead and do that. Draw this and figure out which of those 3 is unknown. Okay, so let's do a show of hands, okay? First, hold up your whiteboards. Let's take a look at those tape diagrams. Let's see how you're coming with them. Okay, so go ahead and put those back down. Now, what is our unknown? I want you to raise your hand if this, actually, let's do thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, thumbs up if we know it, thumbs down if we don't. Okay, let's start with our total. Thumbs up if we know it, thumbs down if we don't. Thumbs up. Our total is known. We know it because there are 8 crackers total. This is our total. Okay, let's do number of groups. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Do we know it or is it unknown? Thumbs down, we do not. You can see that the rest of our tape diagram is blank. We only have 1 group. So right now, we do not know the number of groups. We don't know how many students are going to be able to get crackers if we have 8 crackers. So then that leaves the size. Thumbs up, we know it. Thumbs down, it is unknown. Thumbs up, we do know the size of the group. The size of the group is 2 crackers, okay? Each kid will get 2 crackers. That size won't change. Okay, so let's find the number of groups by drawing more units of 2. How will we know when we've drawn enough units? Well, if we keep counting by 2s, what number are we going to stop at? Hold it up with your fingers. What number are we going to stop at when we're counting by 2s? 8. We need to stop at 8 when we're skip counting because that's what we have total. We can't count higher than that because we don't have enough crackers. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make groups of 2 until we get to 8. So the first one we're at 2. 2 more gives us 4, 6, 8. Okay, notice how when I made each group, there is a 2 in each group. I didn't write 2, 4, 6, 8, okay, because the size of the group does not change. Each group is still 2. If it helps you, you can always skip count along the bottom, 2, 4, 6, 8, just to help yourself keep track. But when you're putting the number inside of the group, you want to make sure that that is a 2, okay, because the size for each group is the same, so the number on the inside will be the same every time. Okay. I'm going to give you just a second to make sure that you have your sizes of 2. All right. So now let's write a division sentence to match the diagram. Well, remember, in division, our biggest number always goes first. So our biggest number is 8, which is our total. We divided it into groups of 2 because we put 2 crackers in each group. Okay, so then we end up with what? Go ahead and write that division sentence. And then solve that division sentence, and then we're going to share what we solved. 8 crackers divided into groups of 2 equals how many groups? Okay. What you would have done to solve this is you would have counted the groups. So we have 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, okay? So now our unknown becomes known. We have 4 groups. So 8 crackers divided into groups of 2 will equal 4 groups. So that means that if we have 8 crackers and each student gets 2, then 4 of those students will be able to have crackers. Okay, so let's take a look at the problem I did, which is on the right, and the problem you did, which is on the left, okay? Let's make our 2 division sentences. This one that you did, we said was 8 crackers divided into groups of 2, and that equaled 4. The one on the right that I did was 8 crackers divided into 2 groups, right? Because we had 2 students, and that equaled 4 crackers per group. So you can see these 2 equations are actually the exact same, but our problem in the tape diagram that we used to model it was different, okay? So the size of the group and the number of groups can flip-flop, and our equation can stay the same, okay? And the reason why that works is because, remember, if we do this backwards, 4 times 2 equals 8, just like 2 times 4 equals 8. Remember when we talked about the commutative property and said that you can take 2 numbers and flip them in multiplication and the answer stays the same. So it works in division as well, okay? No matter what we divide by this second number, that last number is still going to be either the size or the group. These two can flip-flop and still have that same, okay, that same starting number. All right, I know that's kind of a lot to think about, but just really focusing on making sure that you're doing your tape diagrams, practicing making those, because they really help being a visual to help you figure out how to solve the problems, okay? So that takes us to our next part, which is where you are going to do your homework alone, okay? It's going to be number 1 through 3, your CAMI homework. So go ahead and get started.